KZN ANC Deputy Ward Chairperson Bongani Usher Mkhize has been shot and killed in Umlazi, south of Durban. Mkhize was returning from the KZN ANC Provincial Elective Conference underway at the Durban University of Technology. He was also the chairperson of the Coastal College ANC Youth League in Umlazi, the biggest branch of the Youth League in KZN.
The Youth League received sad and shocking news that one of its leaders, Comrade Bongani Usher Mkhize, has been shot dead in Umlazi, and we are deeply saddened and shocked, and we call upon the Minister of Police to speed up the investigations into political killing. We also send our condolences to the family, friends, and the entire student population of Coastal KZN College for the passing away of Comrade Bongani Usher Mkhize.
For more, we're now joined by KZN Police spokesperson Brigadier Jay Naicker joining us via phone line. Very good evening to you, Brigadier. Thank you very much for joining us. Essentially, what details can you give us around the shooting?
Well, what we can confirm is that police at Umlazi are investigating charges of murder as well as unlawful possession of firearms following the shooting incident that occurred early this morning. It's alleged that at around 9 o'clock, a 25-year-old man was shot at B section in Umlazi by a known suspect. The victim was declared dead on the scene. Later on, a 29-year-old suspect handed himself over to police and he was immediately detained. The firearm that was used in the commission of the crime was also seized from the suspect. It's alleged that the two men were seen quarreling before the shooting occurred. The suspect is expected to appear in the Umlazi Magistrate Court next week.
Can you give us any details around that known suspect? Was it a former ANC or rather an ANC colleague, or was this someone in question that the deceased had known?
Well, at this stage, all we can tell you is that the suspect was known to the deceased.
Can you confirm whether this was an act of criminality in terms of it being, just a usual fight between the suspect and the deceased, or can it be linked to a possible political assassination?
Well, while it's still very early stages, all indications at this stage tell us that it's just purely an act of criminality.
What other details have you been able to gather around the case in terms of what you just mentioned earlier on now, the quarrelling that happened between the deceased and the suspect?
As I indicated, Shanta, we just ask that you give the police space to investigate before we can comment further. It's still very early stages. We just glad that the suspect is in custody. The firearm has been handed over to police, and I'm sure our detectives will be obviously from the investigation, more information will be forthcoming.
Thank you very much for your time this evening. Jay Naicker providing more details around the shooting and subsequent death of KZN ANC Youth League Ward 88 Deputy Chairperson Bongani Usher Mkhize. Of course, the Brigadier there confirming that Bongani had in fact known his shooter and that the 29-year-old suspect is in custody after he handed himself over to police.